how did this happen with Romo? Because here we are, first day of the new league year, and he's putting out Instagram videos, and it sure sounds like if Jerry Jones was going to release him on that day, he'd be talking to the Texans and Broncos and with a helmet on right now for maybe one of those teams, and now he's going to have a headset on next to Nance. How did this all happen, Adam?
Well, I think that the networks have been courting him for quite some time, and I think after the season, when you have the injury-marred season that he had this year, last year, I think you have to do some soul searching. And I know that he was told that he would be released on the opening day of the league year, and for whatever reason, I don't have an exact explanation, the Cowboys changed their mind. I don't think that ever changed Tony's mind, but to your point, it did give him more time to think, to mull the decision, to listen to the networks. Look, to think that he wasn't exploring opportunities with other teams, wondering where he could play, mulling that idea, I think would be naive. So I think he's thinking about it all together. Now, to your point, maybe if he is released at opening day, maybe he's more apt to go sign. But I was told at that point in time that even if they had released him, that it was not going to be a quick and sudden decision for him the way it is for many free agents, that he planned to take a tour, for lack of a better phrase. I don't know how many teams would have lined up, to be perfectly honest, but there would have been interest. He would have gone around. He would have met with organizations and staffs, and he wanted to hear ideas from organizations before he even made a decision. So even if the Cowboys had released him, Rich, I think he was going to take time anyway, and I think in the end he probably would have come to this decision anyway. He's turning 37 later this month. He's got 2 kids. He's got a third on the way. He's gotten beaten up pretty good. And there are not many times in your life when you get the opportunity to go work next to Jim Nance as the #1 color commentator on CBS.
Now, that's true. I mean, and I mentioned that yesterday and when this story first came out the whole time, that this is a rare opportunity and it allows him to be home, take kids to school, win every week. Not, Nance isn't going to try and blindside him, literally or figuratively. And he's in great shape on that front, but it's just you could even hear it in his conference call yesterday, though, Adam. He's leaving the door ajar even more than the Jordan percentile or the Favre percentile here. It strains a little bit of credulity that he would not be a Houston Texan right now if Jerry Jones had popped the door open for him to try and kick the tires and talk to Bill O'Brien and the McNair family.
That was the one landing spot, and I think the one thing that struck me about all of Tony's comments yesterday was the fact that he said, I'm 99% sure that I'm finished. Not 100, 99, okay? And if he's saying 99, it's probably 79 in actuality.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he's been saying that. And as one NFL executive texted me yesterday, look, he's going to be every team's backup plan. And I think if you flipped last season into this season, I think that there would be some calls that Tony Romo would find difficult to resist. If the Vikings lost Teddy Bridgewater again in late August, and they called Tony Romo and said, come play for our great team with our great defense, and the Oakland Raiders lost Derek Carr right before the start of the postseason, and they said, come play for our team, again, that might be hard for him to resist. But as I said, I think natural events just have to take their course here. He has to see how much he likes his TV, and I expect to like it. TV has to see how much it's going to like him, and I would expect that it'll like him.
Mm-hmm.
And if that marriage works out the way that both sides want, it won't be an issue, Rich. But what if it doesn't? What if one side's unhappy in the marriage and another suitor comes calling? Maybe that could tempt him at some point in time. We will see.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.